Hello everyone! Last episode I wondered why I hadn't replaced these stairs that take a full minute to climb with actual stair blocks and then just didn't do it. So let's get straight into it and fix that. That should be enough. Okay, this is going to be very slow and quite scary. Ooh. Maybe... Yeah, maybe we go from the bottom up. I don't know why I was trying to go backwards. Let's not try and go backwards. Oh yeah, this is... this is much safer. Oh, this is a fun minigame. Oh, that's better. Okay. So that doesn't really make any difference for the way down, but the way up should be a lot more comfortable. Okay, that's still very bumpy, but it's a lot better. Is there anything we can do while waiting for the rain that isn't killing mobs or farming trees? We could move the lava, since we do have enough iron for a bucket now, but could try and bring it all the way down. I am tempted, but it's going to be so tedious. I think I'd rather just wait for Silk Touch. Would it be silly to try and use an Enderman to move this grass? These are the only natural blocks, so if they were to pick anything up, it would be these. And then if we killed them, which we could do fairly easily with a boat, we'd get the grass block. You know, I don't hate that as an idea. How do we make sure that it's an Enderman that spawns and not something else? Because we don't want creepers. Endermen can still pick up blocks if they're in a boat. So all we need to do is get an Enderman, bring it up here, put it next to the blocks. It will then pick up the block, and then we can get the block. Okay, this seems a lot more viable. Now, we can't spawn Endermen in that farm over there, but we could make another platform. Okay, this might be scary, but it's something to do. So let's get some boats. So the plan is, if we can trap an Enderman in a boat, and then place the boat near this grass, the Enderman will still be able to pick up the grass. And then we can kill the Enderman and get the boat and get the grass block. Now, we can move boats, you know, without getting in them fine, but not going up, at least not in older Minecraft versions. But we can make leads, and because we're in 1.21, we can lead boats. And we can even lead boats, hopefully upstairs. Though this might be a little tricky. Let's maneuver it a bit better. I think if we jump... Oh gosh. That's a lot of wobble. Yes. So, if we can spawn an Enderman all the way down here and get them in a boat, we can drag that boat all the way up these stairs, up here, next to this grass, and hopefully get ourselves a grass block. Item. Why do we want a grass block that we can move manually? Well, most passive mobs in Minecraft, or at least the common ones, cows, pigs, horses, donkeys, they can only spawn on grass blocks. And passive mob spawning works pretty similarly to hostile mob spawning, except that it's much, much slower. Like hostile mob spawning, passive mob spawning is much, much faster if the spawning platform is low down and there's nothing above the spawning platform. And that's why we've built these hostile mob farms all the way down at void level. I don't fancy building another big box, and we're not going to need this all the time. So maybe what we'll do is build a platform over here. Now, where does the deep dark start? Forest, jungle, forest, deep dark. Okay, we have a decent distance. Yeah, what I'm thinking is we build a little temporary platform just over here. Needs to be at least 24 blocks away from this platform. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 23, 24. Okay, we'll go here. be in line with this. One more. Another 24 blocks. Okay, and now we're going to build a platform. But we don't want this to be solid blocks because ideally the mobs won't go anywhere. This is only going to be temporary. So we're going to make this spawning platform. And then instead of having a bridge, we're going to get rid of this. So mobs won't be able to walk on over to us. Then we'll keep resetting it by despawning the mobs, moving far away and despawning the mobs until we get an Enderman spawning. When an Enderman spawns, we'll look at the Enderman and get them to teleport over to us. That way we don't have to deal with any of the other mobs. Then all we need to do is trap that Enderman in a boat, which hopefully will be nice and easy and not at all dangerous and scary. Actually, two things. First, before we continue, let's check this isn't a slime chunk. I should have done that with these two farms and forgot, and we kind of just got lucky. Because at this slowdown, we very easily could have slime spawning, and they spawn regardless of light level. Not a slime chunk, that's good. Although, it's not chunk aligned, so entirely possible that we're expanding into a slime chunk. We do need to be a little bit careful of that. Yeah, okay. Okay, 8x8 platform. Well, these don't seem to be spawning any slimes, so that's lucky. So anyway, as I was saying before the thoughts of slimes distracted me, because we're not going to cover this over, it's going to spawn super fast, but only at nighttime, which is great because during the daytime, there won't be anything on here, and then we'll be able to clean it up without any trouble. Start breaking these so that nothing can come over. That's enough. We don't need to break any more, and hopefully things will start spawning. Now we are in range of the spider farm, but that's okay because this isn't going to fit 70 mobs in it. If we get mob caps up, we're at 36, and this can't really fit too many spiders. So it'll be interesting to see actually how far the sun has to go below the horizon before anything spawns. That far. Okay, so we're highly unlikely to get an Enderman. It's about a 2% chance. Oh, that zombie can... Wow. Yeah, okay, I forgot how good a range zombies have. That's okay though, because they can't reach us. Okay, so mob cap's full. No Enderman. We'll just go along here and we'll expand the path while we're at it. So once we're 128 blocks away, all of those mobs will despawn. We'll be able to come back in, a new set will spawn, and we'll just repeat that until we've got an Enderman. There they go, they're despawning now as we get further away. The ones in the spider farm are still there because we're close to the spider farm, but that's okay. Any Enderman? Nope, just some very angry zombies. Back over we go. Despawn the mobs. No Enderman. Oh, and there's a big pack of Endermen. Okay, awesome. So now Endermen are there. If we get close enough, which I think is within 40 blocks, I don't remember off the top of my head, they won't despawn. Now what we're going to do is place a boat here and look at an Enderman. And hopefully... Can they teleport over? No, because they can't teleport onto slabs. Is that the case? You know, I didn't think about this. Can you teleport over to me? It seems that you can't. Okay, this is going to be extremely scary. Oh, hello. You can teleport to slabs. Please get in the boat, get in the boat, get in the boat. Okay, they're in the boat, they're in the boat, they're in the boat. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. We now have a very angry Enderman. Now, if we're careful, we should be able to lead this boat and drag it over. This is a scary part. Okay, I kind of didn't expect this to work. Right, this crafting table's in the way though. I'm also very scared that they're going to get elastic band pulled towards us coming up these stairs. Seems like this is working though. This is working. Okay, I am actually kind of surprised. Come on. Yeah, this is fun, isn't it? Why are you stuck? Have you fallen off? Oh, because I'm not going up now. So we need to jump a bunch. Okay, cool. Now let's get you over to the grass blocks. Let's not stand on that block when we break it. That would be very silly. Okay, come on over. We got some lovely grass blocks for you to choose from. Take your pick. And then get rid of the lead. And hopefully try and pick it up. Ow. Nope. Okay, that's half my HP. Have I got armor on? Oh, yeah. And it's also protection too. Wow, they hit hard. Okay, you can keep the lead. My present. Along with the dirt. So I'm going to go away. Okay. It's a painting. Oh my goodness, I thought that was another Enderman just in the house. It's just a painting because of hitboxes. Oh, I put carrots on my wall. Whoops. Now they won't despawn. Are they holding a grass? Yes, they picked up a grass block. They picked up a grass block. Okay. Okay. Now we just need to kill them. Grass block. Oh yeah, who needs silk touch? Awesome. Okay, we have a grass block. And we don't even have stone. Cobblestone. Or anything. Okay, awesome. I can't believe that worked. I mean, why wouldn't it work? But my gosh. Oh, being able to lead boats is so good. It's so good. That would not have been anywhere near as straightforward a few versions ago. Trying to get a boat all the way up here would have been awful. I wasn't going to move this lava yet because we can't do anything with it, but actually we can get the dirt back, and with this grass block, that dirt's actually useful. So let's put this away and go get a bucket. Although, maybe we do that a few more times, actually, because one grass block is enough to make one area have grass, but with another grass block, we can make a completely different area. It would be useful to have grass in different biomes. Let's get rid of this. Let's check. Can you place a bow on slabs? Yes, you can. In that case, let's just try and get some more Endermen. Okay, we just wait for nighttime. What's it? Oh, it's like midday. I thought it was almost nighttime. It's like, okay, it's noon. Instead of getting distracted, let's get a bucket. Wait, I brought the iron upstairs. What am I doing? Okay, while I'm down here, we might as well hit them. Let's get like a few swords. Sure, that's 3 pieces of gold armor, an iron ingot, some more leather boots, and an iron shovel in in one spawn cycle? I only came down here because I forgot that I'd moved the iron. Oh, certainly can't complain. Back up we go, back up we go. No copper, 3 more gold, that's awesome. An iron shovel, that's certainly something. Gunpowder, arrows, rotten flesh, bones to go outside. We'll do that in a bit. After that detour all the way back to the mob farm to pick up the iron, only to not notice that it was already in the chest, we can make a bucket. Yay! Hot stuff! Okay, we're going to put this somewhere safe, and by safe I mean in the chest with everything else, and not touch that until we are very, very confident we can do the right thing with it. One mechanic that's maybe a little obscure about mob spawning, even though this is dark and it's nighttime, mobs, and I'm fairly sure this is the case, can't spawn here because we're too close to world spawn. As well as mobs having to be 24 blocks from a player to be able to spawn, they also have to be 24 blocks from the spawn point of the world. We don't have to worry about anything spawning on this crafting table or spawning on this dirt. Hopefully. But it's nighttime now, so let's go get ourselves another Enderman. Let's put mob caps back on, just to make it easier to see what's going on. I love the fact that you can just enable parts of the debug menu now. It's great. Yeah, let's just go for it. Careful when you look. Oh, we looked at 2. Okay. You know, that works. Oh, no. Ow. Okay, that is what I didn't want to happen. Let's look again. Enderman crowns up. But does Enderman teleport? Enderman teleports. Enderman teleports. Okay, if they're close enough, they should just run into that. Nope. Okay. That's why we put it on a raised platform. Did I have blocks on me? I think I did have wood. We'll take some anyway. Yeah, that's why we raised up the boat. If it's on the ground, they don't seem to like to get in. Oh, we got an Enderman immediately. So no great loss. Let's see. Get the armor. There's another. There's our bed. All of our swords. Still got the armor. That's great. So we'll put it on like that. If we can knock it into one. Yep. Enderman. Oh, did we lose our food? I can't see them, but I can hear them when they're over here. Did they fall off? I think they did. Let's despawn the spiders as well. It's not too much extra effort. Fingers crossed for an Enderman. Nope. Despawn the spiders and spawn the mobs. Any Enderman? Yep, there's one. There's 2. Gosh, I forgot how big a zombie range was. I hope they teleported. I didn't hear. No, they didn't. Let's turn hostile mobs up a bit. Yep, teleport. Don't hit me on the corner. Don't hit me on the corner. Oh my goodness. Okay, they are still terrifying. Are you in the boat? Yes, you're in the boat. You can keep the leads. Once you're in the boat, that's okay. Oh, there's a lot of them. How do we get the angle here? Let's go with you. Okay, teleported. Go around. Okay, they're in the boat. Great. Successful. Could have been slightly more successful, but... So they're in boats, so they won't despawn, and they don't burn in sunlight. So they're just going to be chilling, ready for pickup later. Okay, more carrots. Nom nom nom. Get some more leads. Okay, you're coming with me. Excellent. Making the stairs out of stairs was a good idea. Who'd have thought? Oh! Hi. Glad you're not mad at me. Okay, if you wouldn't mind... Well, you can... I'll let you do your thing. And we'll go get the other one. Hello, sir. Sorry to keep you waiting. This way, please. Why was there a teleport? Who just teleported and where? You're in a boat. Can you teleport in a boat? Into a boat? I don't know. Oh! Bye. Okay. We have a bit of a dangle situation going on. That's okay. We should be able to... Let's see, you should be dangling. Yep. And then right this way, please. Back on the stairs. Okay, that will never not be terrifying. Like I'm gonna jump off the wall. Yeah, hello. Yes, okay. Why? Oh my goodness. They can't go anywhere, but it's still scary. That lead's gone. If you would kindly... That leader's also gone. Okay, that's fine. Let's... Sorry, but I would really like that grass block you're holding. I appreciate your work. There you go. It sounds like they're teleporting over here. It's like the teleport sound comes from where they're teleporting to, but they don't actually go anywhere. They just teleport. Hello. Please pick up the grass. Okay, that was definitely behind. That was definitely behind, right? Oh, that's scary. Thank you very much. It will just fall down there, so... You know, I deserve that. Ooh, and an ender pearl. Nice. We don't have a use I can think of for that yet, but very exciting. Okay, 3 grass blocks, a lava bucket, and an ender pearl. These are very different from earlier. We're moving up in the world. Though not literally. Okay, let's just get the rest of this dirt then. Do we have any glowstone? We have 2. No, we're going to need more glowstone. The glowstone is actually doubly useful because passive mobs also need a light level of 9 or more to spawn. So we'll stop the hostile mobs from spawning and we'll let the passive mobs spawn during nighttime too. The other major difference between spawning of hostile mobs and passive mobs is that the game will try and spawn hostile mobs every single tick, but it will only try and spawn passive mobs once every 400 ticks. So yeah, one 400th of the speed. That means it's more important than ever for us to build our spawning platform as low as possible, or more specifically to have as few blocks above our spawning platform as possible. Okay, that's enough glowstone to make a block. So let's grab one of this grass block and we'll grab some dirt too. We do have a bit of a decision to make, which is where are we going to place this grass? Because which passive mobs can spawn depends on the biome we're in. Down by our mob farm, for example, which is a bamboo jungle, we can get chickens, cows, pandas, parrots, pigs, and sheep. In the savannah, we'd be able to get chickens, cows, pigs, and sheep, like in the bamboo jungle, but we'd also be able to get armadillos and donkeys. If we can find its hillier sibling, a savannah plateau, then as well as all of those mobs, we can also get llamas. And they're going to be really handy for transporting materials. So let's try and find a savannah plateau. Now, first thing, we're going to need a lot of slabs. And I'm going to actually put the grass block, dirt, and glowstone in here until we've found where we're going, because I don't want to risk losing these. Now let's get the biome up, and we are going to head in this direction. Full disclosure, I do know the seed of this world, since I wanted to start in a savannah in the first place, and I happen to know that there is a savannah plateau nearby. Well, kind of nearby, and it's very, very small. As its name suggests, it tends to be found at high altitudes, but we want to be low down to get better mob spawning, so finding an area of savannah plateau that extends all the way down to the void is a little tricky, but hopefully it will be enough. Okay, well, with a wholly disproportionate amount of effort compared to the amount of blocks we're actually going to use, this is our savannah plateau biome. The entire thing, that's it. At least the amount that's at this Y level. Like with hostile mobs, we're going to need to be at least 24 blocks away for passive mobs to be able to spawn. So let's make a little waiting area over here. That was weird. Okay, let's crafting table here. Might as well put down a bed. That's a little scary. Let's put the bed here. Anyway, no passive mobs going to spawn without any grass blocks, so let's go grab those. Now, it would be very bad to fall off now. So let's try not to do that. Boingy, 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 boing. Where's a good place to put it? Well, pretty much anywhere here in a reasonably sized area. Let's go right here. And we will place some dirt around it too, so the grass will spread. Let's get a light source on here. let's just go here. If we check light level, let's get on top. Then 12 block light all around. We need at least 9 block light. I think this gives 15, maybe 14. But anyway, it's definitely bright enough. It needs to be at least 9. Now, the most important thing here is to not risk losing the dirt. So I have put it 1 block up. This does reduce our spawn rates actually quite substantially, but I think it's worth it. If we put it in the ground, then there is a chance that when we try and pick it up, it's just gonna, we're gonna miss it. And I don't really want to risk that happening. In terms of spawn rates, we've gone from there being 2 possible blocks that Minecraft will try and spawn in the column to 3 blocks. Either it's going to choose this block, what will be a grass block, and the block above it. So we've gone from a 50% to a 33%, but that's not too bad. What we are going to do is actually make use of another mechanic in mob spawning that we haven't mentioned yet, and that's pack spawning. Previously, we talked about how when Minecraft tries to spawn a mob, it first chooses a random horizontal position in the chunk, and then it chooses a random height between the bottom of the world and the highest point in that column. And that's true, but that's not necessarily where the mobs will actually appear. If we slow the game right down, and then spawn mobs, then sometimes more than one mob spawns at the same time, and they don't all spawn at the same position. So Minecraft has to be doing something else to determine where mobs are actually going to spawn. We might guess that Minecraft just makes multiple spawn attempts independently in each tick. And that's why more than one mob can appear at the same time, and they can be different types, and they can appear in different positions. But we can do another experiment, which shows that that's not quite what's going on. Here we have a ring of spawnable blocks. Predictably, if we spawn mobs, then not that many mobs spawn, because there aren't that many spawning spaces. However, something interesting happens if we fill the gaps between the top slabs with bottom slabs. These blocks aren't spawnable, so we haven't increased the number of spaces that mobs can spawn. But if we spawn mobs, we now get way more mobs spawning than we did before. If we get rid of the bottom slabs and then try spawn mobs again, then we're back to seeing very, very low spawn rates. Somehow filling these gaps in means that mobs spawn way faster. So what's going on here? After Minecraft chooses a random block, it offsets that block position horizontally to some other location, and then it checks to see whether it can spawn a mob and what kind of mob it can spawn. In this case, maybe it chooses to spawn a zombie. That choice is now locked in. It then randomly moves the position it's trying to spawn again, say over here. It then tries to spawn a zombie again. In this case, it can't, but regardless, it then moves again. Maybe it chooses this block, in which case it would be able to spawn a zombie. So we now have 2 zombies spawned, despite the fact that this original block that was selected wasn't able to spawn a zombie. The maximum number of times Minecraft is able to move the spawning position depends on the type of mob that it was trying to spawn, but the actual number it can move it is random each time. If Minecraft spawns enough mobs during this process, then it will stop trying to spawn mobs for the rest of that tick in that chunk. However, if it hasn't spawned that many, then Minecraft is able to go back to the starting position and try again. Maybe offsetting over here this time, not able to spawn a mob. Maybe offsetting over here, this time it might choose a skeleton. Maybe it offsets to here and spawns another skeleton, and now it spawned too many mobs and it's done. All in all, Minecraft can make up to 3 different attempts to spawn packs of mobs from the same starting block, and it can spawn multiple mobs in the same pack for each of those attempts, though there is a maximum limit to the number of mobs that can spawn both within the pack and overall based on that original block. That explains why we were getting so many more mobs in this situation than in this situation. Without those slabs, there are no blocks in the adjacent column, so Minecraft cannot ever try and spawn a mob in these locations. It can only start trying to spawn mobs from on top of the slabs, and then it still gets an offset anyway, say to over here, which would then fail. Anyway, the 2 important points here are that having blocks around an area where you would like mobs to spawn can increase the chances that mobs will spawn inside the area you want, and it doesn't matter what kind of block that is. It doesn't even have to be spawnable. In fact, it's better if it isn't, because if it were spawnable, then mobs would spawn on it instead of where you want them to. Anyway, with the spawning platform down of a meager 4 blocks that haven't spread, we currently have a whopping 1 possible spawnable space. You can see this is in fact a savanna plateau, so we're going to need to get at least 24 blocks away, but less than 70. And Yeah, then hope we get really lucky. Yeah, we could be waiting here a while. We've got the glowstone at least, so mobs will... Oh, and we got a llama. Okay, that wasn't actually that long at all. Do I have leads? Yes, I do. We have a llama. We have a llama. Let's sleep, actually. It's not nighttime. Llama, 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 llama. Llama, 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 llama. Okay. Hello, llama. You're our first passive mob. Welcome. Now, I'm going to force you to love me. Yeah, you can't really go anywhere, can you? Because none of these are full blocks, so you're just kind of stuck. Sorry about that. This is a surprisingly chill llama for someone who hasn't been tamed. Oh, extra grass block. Okay, come over here. We can be getting more friends to spawn. Oh, okay, this is way faster than I expected. Oh my goodness. Sheep time. We have a sheep. Oh, the sheep's gonna eat the grass. Get no 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 no. Okay. Nope. Please don't be hungry. Hi. You can't have the grass. Sorry. Yeah, the llamas have like a pretty good survival instinct. I'm not sure if the sheep will follow suit. Yeah, that's scarily close to the edge. Welcome. Okay. I mean, we have like 3 or 4 grass blocks now, so that's hugely improved the spawning rates. Oh. Yeah, that checks out. Okay, this is more the speed I was expecting. It does seem like, for whatever reason, you cannot tame a llama unless they have somewhere to walk to. Unless they are tamed? No, because if they were tamed, then we would have the advancement. I don't know. I don't know what's up with you. There's a mechanic where passive mobs can spawn naturally, like hostile mobs. Doesn't really ever happen in a normal overworld. Like hostile mobs won't spawn if there's 70 already in the world. That is, there's a mob cap of 70 hostile mobs. Passive mobs won't spawn if there's already 10. And passive mobs also spawn on normal world generation. So when a chunk generates in a normal Minecraft world, there's a chance that it will spawn with creatures like llamas and sheep already on it. And that mechanic works completely differently to this one, but they do still count to the passive mob cap. So as soon as you've loaded a few chunks and got a few animals, you're easily going to hit those 10 passive mobs. So unless you kill all of the animals in your loaded chunks, you're pretty much always going to be above that mob cap. If you do go to the trouble of removing all animate life from your nearby surroundings, then you can spawn passive mobs like this in a normal Minecraft overworld, but it is going to be really, really slow. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today, as this episode's getting pretty long. We did a lot more than I had originally expected to, actually. I hadn't really planned getting the grass block, and then once we did get it, it seemed silly not to try and get some animals. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode and maybe learned something about mob spawning too. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.